Hi, hello, it's me Kon. Nice to meet you. Today I am play video game named Minecraft. I am fine, thank you, smiley face. According to the mysterious demand for anyone who hides somewhere, there must be a scary story that will make your hair stand on end. Even in a beautiful and often beautiful country like Japan, you would think that haunted houses are hidden in the many dark restaurants that we sometimes see in the news. Sometimes there are also normal apartments where people die normally. But the ones that are supported by ghost hunters in Japan that are haunted to the max are the remaining 9 parts. 1. Aranbuchi, Yamanashi Haunted Valley. Amidst the steep cliffs surrounding the river on Highway 411 outside Yamanashi City, during normal times, it looks like a beautiful and enjoyable view. But there is a legend that long ago in the Sengoku period, around 1575, this area used to have a gold mine. And in order to create entertainment for the workers and guards, a brothel was opened nearby to serve at night. But when the war started to escalate, the former lord had to retreat from this area. He decided to eliminate all the girls in the brothel, including the workers, to prevent the secret of this gold mine from leaking to the ears of the opposing side. The soldiers lured all the women to a large wooden stage built on a steep cliff, telling them they wanted to perform a dance on it. When they were all gathered, they cut the ropes hanging from the stage, leaving all 55 unfortunate women to fall into the ravine in a brutal manner. Today, people who have to travel along this path, especially men, are always warned not to stand near the edge of the cliff, because the ghost of the woman will take them down to the valley below. 2. Doryodo Ruins, Tokyo. The haunted temple of Tokyo. This ancient ruin is located in Otukayama Park, Hachioji City, Tokyo Prefecture. During the Edo period, this was a temple where many people came to worship because it was located on a route for people to travel at that time. Until 1908, Japan built more railroads. When technology made travel more convenient, people stopped traveling along this route. The temple has been visited by few people since then. But the real horror is not that the temple began to desert people, but because people died. In 1963, a murder case occurred here. The victim was an 82-year-old woman who was believed to have been murdered for her belongings. Then people began to hear her howling at night. In 1973, a young woman was murdered, believed to have been due to an affair. Her body was buried tightly covered with rocks. Even after the authorities found her body and removed it, people in the area could still hear her crying out from the forest, saying, "I'm here, I'm here." In 1983, the temple was permanently abandoned until today. Even though development has arrived, this area has become part of a public park. People still choose not to walk near this area. 3. SSS Curve, Okinawa, the mysterious path of Okinawa during World War II. There were many deaths and missing persons, both soldiers and civilians. And Okinawa Island was also one of the important battlefields. Therefore, it is not strange that there are some corners here that are mysterious and scary. But the most famous haunted place on the island is the SSS Curve, which is a path that curves like the letter S. No one knows what happened in this area. There are only rumors that people who pass by this area often have strange feelings, such as suddenly feeling a cold sensation on their shoulders, feeling dizzy and faint, etc. 4. Inakane Pass, Fukuoka, a mysterious tunnel in Kyushu. Inakane Pass, also known as Chusatsu Tunnel, is an old tunnel that has long been disused. It is so big that only one car can fit through it. It is rumored that every time someone tries to enter, a mysterious voice whispers to them to stop, as if they don't want them to go inside. Some say that this is because there was a murder case here. Others say that a young Korean woman lived here before the war, but was brutally murdered when the two countries began to be hostile towards each other. But whatever the real story is, this place has become a popular challenge for teenagers, to the point that the authorities have had to put up concrete blocks to prevent anyone from entering anymore. 5. Round Schoolhouse, Hokkaido. An abandoned school in the snow, one of the most difficult haunted places in Japan to travel to and prove its existence, because it is located deep in the countryside of Hokkaido. The location of this school used to be a coal mine. In the 1960s, after the mine closed down, the village and the school had to close down as well because no one lived there anymore. Although there were no reports of anything happening here, no one who went in to test their luck here could come out normally. They either went crazy or just disappeared, or they might have just sneaked in to end their own lives. Who knows? 6. Aokigahara, Yamanashi, Japan's suicide forest. This forest often makes news in Japan because people who want to commit suicide quietly travel deep into the forest to end their final moments, feeling that they will cause the least amount of trouble to others. Aokigahara is located at the foot of Mount Fuji, not far from the usual tourist spots. Officials have found many bodies here, at least 100 per year, although the authorities have tried to install signs along the forest to remind people who are about to commit suicide, with messages such as "Life is precious. Please think again," or "Think about your family before you do anything. It may be too late for those who are determined to come here to end their lives." In addition to suicide, the forest is also popular with people who come to perform various curse rituals, such as hammering straw dolls into trees to curse people they hate. Currently, the police are trying to prevent people from doing this. Even today, forest workers and officials still find bodies, including remains that have been dragged away by wild animals. Because the atmosphere of death is so eerie, this forest is depressing and feels like people are being watched all the time. 7. Hospital ruins. North Kanto, a mysterious abandoned hotel in the North Kanto region. This nameless abandoned hotel has no definite location, but it is quite famous among ghost hunters. Built in 1960, it has 4 floors and was closed in 2008. After it was abandoned, it became a place for many strange rituals. There is a story that someone was attacked by this cult while they were hunting ghosts in this building. However, no one can prove whether this story is true or not. At least the atmosphere of the abandoned hospital is really creepy. 8. Hanging Ruins, Osaka. This is a haunted house that stands out among modern buildings. It is a 4-story house that was burned down long ago, but still stands tall in the middle of Shinsekai. Back in 2005, an employee of a shop across from this abandoned building called the police to report seeing a strange object hanging on the top floor of the building. When the police went to check, they were shocked because it was the remains of an unidentified corpse. There was also a mysterious shoe hanging next to the corpse. That's not all. There is another story that someone saw a strange doll the size of a person hanging on the rooftop. But when they looked closely, it turned out to be a human corpse again. No locals know the origin of this building, but one thing is for sure, at least 3 bodies have been found in this building. People who want to try their luck will try to come to this building and stare up at the rooftop often, hoping to find something good. 9. Kiyotaki Tunnel, one of the most famous haunted places in Japan. This tunnel was built around 1929 on a place that used to be both a battlefield and an execution ground. That alone is already scary enough, but the story that made this tunnel famous is the story of a woman who committed suicide nearby around 1998. After that, People started to see the ghost of a woman in here. The story is over. Do you want to continue listening to the song? Okay, darling. Heel pain from Achilles tendonitis or bursitis with calcification is primarily caused by overuse, repetitive injury, or aging. However, in some cases, especially in patients with gout, these symptoms can be a direct result of gout. How is gout related to heel pain? Gout is a condition in which the body has excessively high uric acid in the blood, causing urate crystals to accumulate in joints and various tissues throughout the body. These crystals are responsible for causing inflammation and severe pain. Usually, gout manifests in the base of the big toe, but it can also affect other joints throughout the body, including the heel and Achilles tendon. Urate crystal deposits in the Achilles tendon. When uric acid levels are high over a long period of time, urate crystals can accumulate within the Achilles tendon, causing inflammation, pain, swelling, and, over time, can lead to tendon degeneration and calcification. Calcification. Urate crystals accumulate in bursals. The heel contains fluid-filled bursals, bursae, that help reduce friction. If urate crystals accumulate in these bursals, they can cause bursitis, resulting in pain, swelling, redness, and heat in the heel. Chronic inflammation. Gout causes recurrent inflammation. This chronic inflammation promotes calcium deposits, which can easily form into calcifications in the tendons and surrounding areas. Therefore, if you experience heel pain, Achilles tendonitis, or bursitis, especially if you have risk factors for gout, such as a history of high uric acid levels or a family history of gout, you should inform your doctor so that further diagnostic tests can be performed, such as a blood uric acid test or an ultrasound to detect urate crystal deposits in the painful area. I want to say, a correct diagnosis is most important. If you suspect that your heel pain may be related to gout, don't hesitate to consult a specialist for a proper examination and a targeted treatment plan. Maintaining good uric acid levels can help prevent and reduce the severity of gout-related pain. If we neglect our health and become obese or insulin resistant, our muscle stem cells, satellite cells, will be nearly ineffective. Muscle repair is slow, muscle fibers are slower to build. Our strength decreases, we're more prone to injury, and we lack muscle hormones that protect us from various diseases. Biceps introducing muscle stem cells called satellite cells. They're tiny cells attached to larger muscle cells. Their main function is to care for every muscle. They secrete substances that stimulate repair. They supply the nucleus, the source of DNA, to muscle cells. This helps muscles build protein much faster, because they have more DNA. Warning: but when obesity or insulin resistance occurs, it hinders everything. Keycap 1 Obesity. Fat cells crowded together, stressed, secrete inflammatory substances. Right-pointing arrow create an inflammatory environment plus free radicals. Right-pointing arrow hinder growth and development. Keycap 2 Insulin resistance. Insulin is unable to stimulate body development via IGF-1 act, preventing the transformation and fusion of its own nuclei to aid muscle function. Keycap 3 Insulin resistance. Fatty acids accumulate in the muscles, unable to be broken down in time. This creates an inflammatory environment, free radicals in muscle cells, which accelerates the aging of adjacent cells, SC senescence, significantly reducing their ability to divide. Blank, downward trend. The result is a decrease in the rate of muscle protein synthesis. If you don't exercise, you'll lose muscle mass significantly. Muscles are a source of important hormones, irisin, lactate, IL-6, that help regulate insulin sensitivity, increase nerve cell branching, and reduce overall inflammation. This not only weakens muscles and makes them more prone to injury, but also worsens overall health, a point that many people don't realize. Blank, man running. So, exercise is a must. If you want to lose weight with a healthy diet, which is the first thing you should do, you must also exercise. Thank you for watching this video until the end. If you like this video, you can like and follow to support Kon-Ai channel. And anyone who is kind enough to support Kon can donate under this video. Kon will leave a link. Thank you again. Love all viewers, love all applicants, love uncle, love Mr. Phiti, love Mume. Today's love code 100147526411778533651235892112540011001. Bye bye.